There is no substitute for displacement, except for more displacement. The Honda CB1300 is considered one of the iconic big bikes from the golden age of motorcycle construction. We grabbed a CB1300 SA Super Bowl d'Or from 2007, and in this review we describe what this beauty can and cannot do. The Honda CB1300 has been around since 1997. It is still sold in Japan, but unfortunately ended in Europe in 2013. The SC54 engine from 2007 presented here has 116 horsepower and about 50,000 kilometers on the clock. It cost €5,000 used, which is a fairly reasonable price for the year of manufacture and mileage, especially since it is equipped with all kinds of accessories: front spoiler, superbike handlebars, LED lighting, comfortable seat from the saddler, Daytona heated grips, Shark exhaust, rear wheel cover from body steel, radiator cover and touring window from MRA with spoiler are screwed on. The rims on this machine were subsequently painted in red and white. Normally the rims are painted gold based on the Honda CB1100R from 1981. Typical for this Super Bowl d'Or is the half-shell fairing. There is also a naked variant called the Super 4. Both bikes were also available in black in Germany. We think the red and white version is nice to kneel down. The engine is completely free in view despite the fairing and resembles a monument. The very moderate seat height of only 790 mm allows even smaller people to sit on easily and stand securely, not entirely unimportant with a combat weight of 264 kilograms. The seat ergonomics are great. You feel well integrated into the machine and both rider and pillion passenger have enough space. The technical equipment of the CB1300 is very clear. There is ABS and nothing else. No driving modes, no traction control, not even a gear indicator is granted to the cockpit. Nevertheless, this is beautiful. Two analog instruments provide information about speed, and in addition there are two LCD displays with onboard computer and fuel gauge in addition to the usual lights for turn signals, idling, oil, etc. The conventional telescopic fork with 120 mm travel can be adjusted in rebound and compression. The stereo shock absorbers from Showa at the rear can also be adjusted in the spring base. The machine has a precise and easily shiftable 5-speed gearbox as well as a chain drive. Side and center stands have been included in the CB1300 as standard. As soon as you start the inline 4-cylinder engine, you can already guess what's in store for you. Wonderfully sonorous and smoky, the DOHC engine has its say. At the same time, the engine is the essential feature of the machine. Anyone who has ever ridden a CB1300 and is asked what is special about this motorcycle will first and foremost refer to the engine. This pushes from 2000 RPM with 90 Nm with emphasis towards the horizon. At 6000 RPM, it is 117 Nm, and at 7500 RPM, the engine reaches its maximum output of 116 horsepower. All this is not so impressive on paper, but live it feels the same, impressive. This is mainly due to the linear power delivery and the fantastic elasticity of the engine. If we didn't know better, we'd rather suspect a 6-cylinder than a 4-cylinder. The absolute acceleration and torque values are not that outstanding, but that's how it feels. Perhaps this is also due to the high weight of the machine of 264 kilograms. It's just something different when such a load shoots forward than on a light bike. Due to the high weight, the Honda CB1300 is also correspondingly tight on the road. Compared to other sports tourers such as a Yamaha FJR 1300, the CB is much more maneuverable. thanks to its chassis geometry, it is easier to put into curves and the driver and machine also feel comfortable. Nevertheless, you notice during the ride that you are riding a heavy bike. You should be careful, for example, when turning slowly on the road, because the CB1300 tends to fall over quickly, as we unfortunately had to painfully experience ourselves. And once the bike tilts, you can hardly hold it. That wouldn't happen to you with a lighter motorcycle. By the way, the wind protection of the CB1300 is great. The helmet lies freely in the wind, the pressure on the upper body is low. The wind noise increases up to about 100 km per hour, but then strangely enough does not get louder. So you can actually extend the 230 km/h max without being whirled off the motorcycle. The brake system of the machine comes from Nissan and does a good job. In contrast to a current Stylema from Brembo, you have to grab a little more hardy, but the brakes are still sufficiently dimensioned and can be dosed perfectly. We don't want to hide one disadvantage of the CB1300 at this point: the consumption is 8 liters per 100 km/h with an ambitious driving style. If you take it easy, you can get by with 6.5 liters, but who wants to drive this machine at a leisurely pace? It's just way too much fun to tease out the power of the engine every now and then. From our point of view, the Honda CB1300 is a real insider tip on the market of used motorcycles. What you get here for about €5,000 in driving pleasure and quality is really enormous. This bike will still look good after 100,000 kilometers, as long as you maintain it regularly. If you are looking for a classic big bike with an outstanding motor and addictive sound, you should take it for a test ride. The small disadvantages that a 15-year-old bike has compared to a modern machine are gladly accepted, very gladly.
Das Ding geht gut, es ist leicht am Steigen.
3, 2, 1, los geht's. Oh. Und da sind wir auch schon.